DLC number 5 Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, guys, is reaching a very important moment in its history, and there are a couple of reasons why I believe that the 5th DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is, by the way, the 23rd tournament or the Piccolo Jr. Saga arc in Dragon Ball, is going to effectively change how we see and how we play with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And there are a number of very important reasons why this, guys, is a very exciting video for myself, because I've been reading on the wiki for quite a long time, and there are actually a couple of things that are gonna go over in this particular DLC, and I pretty much believe that it's not gonna be just the tournament. There's a lot of stuff happening before the tournament, and of course a lot of stuff happening after the tournament. So there's a lot of things to go through. As you can see in the background, there's the gameplay of the World Tournament. Of course, there's going to be a different scenario because the DLC is going to be in a different era, so Goku is going to look different. It's going to look much more younger, same as Piccolo. So the arena which we see right now in Kakarot will be completely different, revamped, and actually playable in the DLC 5. But let's look at first for a second at some of the arcs or the sub-arcs, subplots in this particular arc. So in the actual Piccolo Jr. saga, there are a couple of events. The first one is the Heavenly Training. The Heavenly Training starts exactly when Goku completely destroys the old Piccolo and he goes to train with Kami-sama. After defeating King Piccolo in close battle, Goku faints and is taken to Korin Tower by Yajirobe for recovery. When he arrives, Korin gives Goku a Senzu Bean and he heals quickly. When Goku asks how he can get up there, Korin replies that Goku's power pole, which has been missing since his battle with the Demon King, is designed to extend from the top of Korin Tower to the lookout, and that's how he effectively goes up and starts meeting Kami-sama. And this is where things develop, because Goku as a kid, he trains with Mr. Popo for a long time, and then with Kami-sama he goes to the Hyper Chamber. As you guys know in the story, it tells the how Goku was struggling for a couple of months to stay there because it was very difficult. So this is really cool, because this is going to be, from my point of view, they're going to start with this. They're going to start with the actual story from when Kid Goku, we actually may be able to play with Kid Goku. And the reason why I believe we will be able to play with him is that the game is going to be very grounded, and I'm saying that not just because of lack of flight. I'm saying that because in the game this is based in the universe of Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z. In the universe of Dragon Ball, everyone fights on the floor. Goku starts off fighting on the floor. Even against Piccolo Jr. in the tournament, he fights on the floor most of the time. Only at the end of the battle he kind of like flies up very quickly and then does like a dive attack with his head, but that's pretty much it. The rest of the fight is completely 99% on the floor. So it's a very grounded DLC, which is going to be really cool because they have to develop new game mechanics, and this is why Kid Goku, from my point of view, he will be actually playable, because there's going to be specific mechanics allowing now for Kid Goku to fight in an arena without any flight, just by running, jumping, and kicking on the floor. And that just opens a whole new dimension of combat as we've never seen before. Very much more close to what we've seen in Budokai Tenkaichi, sorry my bad, in Budokai 3, in Budokai 2. We've seen that in Infinite World as well. We've seen the combat was mostly on the floor. Obviously you can push your opponent up and whatnot, but the combat starts on the floor and quite a lot of times continues on the floor, especially after a super attack. You go back to the floor and stuff like that, right? After the Heavenly Training, we now go into the World Martial Arts. This is where actually the event is happening. The World Martial Arts has the preliminaries, the quarterfinals, and the semi-finals. So there's going to be a number of fights between Goku and some other players, and also maybe you can control Piccolo, who knows, most likely that's going to be a possibility to extend the duration of the DLC, which of course I wouldn't mind. And then after the preliminaries, the quarterfinals, and the semi-finals, we have the final round, which is Goku versus Junior Piccolo. After this fight, we have the ending of Dragon Ball, so to speak, but the ending of Dragon Ball is actually not happening straight away, because after that we have the wedding dress in flames, which is again a subplot, which is with Chi-Chi and Goku, where they effectively have to go in this mini quest and like find different items and receive blessing and all this stuff, right? So this is again really cool, because it's like it kind of gives you like the plot of the story and Goku and his family, and it's really cool because if you guys remember, in this mini saga, Goku and Chi-Chi are about to get married. When Ox King Palace catches on flames, desperate to save the wedding dress, Ox King remains trapped in the burning castle, while Goku and Chi-Chi go off to see Master Roshi to see how they can put out the immense fire. Turtle tells them to seek the fire eater of the Bancho fan. Goku and Chi-Chi find the fire eater, but run off to find the Bancho fan when Emperor Pilaf and his goons interfere again. Chi-Chi meets a crazy woman who reveals she has the Bancho fan. The two go off with the fan, but Goku cannot make it stop the flames. Fortune teller Baba reveals it's so that because the flames are caused from a leak in the furnace, so Chi-Chi and Goku go off to the boundary of the living world and meet with the guardian of the furnace. Then, effectively, Goku, almost dead, is able to repair the furnace and the fire stops. Goku and Chi-Chi have their wedding, which ends Dragon Ball. Fortune teller Baba looks into the future of Goku and winks. This leads to the events, of course, of Raditz and Dragon Ball Z 5 years later after the events of the tournament. So guys, as you can see here, there's a lot of subplots here, there's a lot of story, so I'm pretty sure that the game is going to allow you to effectively play some of these stories, like maybe you have to go to hell and fight some enemies or something, or you know, of course it's going to be different in the game, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do something. And we have Kinton, we have the cloud, so you can use them quite easily to fly around the world. So maybe they're going to keep that mechanic in the game, most likely, so you can fly around the map, so it's gonna be no problem flying around the map, which is gonna be cool. Maybe the map is gonna be a bit smaller, but that doesn't matter because, you know, at the end of the day we just want to play the DLC. But that is, of course, again really cool. So this particular DLC, from my point of view, guys, it has the amazing potential to change Dragon Ball from a narrative perspective, because it's gonna get more personal, it's gonna get more slow, it's gonna get more one-to-one, like the combat is gonna be more slower, more like, you know, in your face sort of thing, and also it's gonna be grounded, it's gonna be different, it's gonna be much more organic between the characters and the ring and the limitations of the ring, and it's gonna be interesting. And I believe, hopefully, that after you finish the main story, after you finish the epilogue, after you finish some of the side quests, then you're going to be able to replay the tournament, hopefully in the game as well. That's of course my particular wish for this DLC. And to finish off this video, just to mention to you something very important. What about the side quest? The side quest in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, especially in DLC 5, most likely they're not gonna all of them happen in the ring. They have to happen outside of the ring. Now, if the side quest in Kakarot, we all know that what it means, basically more combat. Most of the side quest in the Bardock DLC was about combat. So check this out, maybe in this particular one there's going to be effectively more combat, but combat outside of the ring. So there should be mechanics implemented so you can fight on the floor even outside of the ring, which again, it would make sense, because if they implement ground mechanics, then the ground mechanic could work literally anywhere. It doesn't have to be particularly on the ring, it could be anywhere in the world. You will have the mechanic activated. So guys, that is really cool. I'm really excited about this DLC. I cannot wait to see what's in store, and of course I really want to see how they actually solve the problem of flight combat, and how the new mechanics are going to change Dragon Ball Z Kakarot to a much more complete and much more expansive game with a combat system which could benefit from this particular change. So guys, that's it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and as always, I shall see you in the next upload.